Hey, what's happening, guys? Coming at you from downforsaleshop.com. In this video, we're going to be going over a question that we kind of get asked if a person's box is helping or hurting their system. The proper box or enclosure, like whatever you want to call it, box is like a simple term. It can obviously help your system overall a lot, or it can hurt it. I've seen some crazy boxes in my time. A lot of times boxes being not enough for what the subwoofers have in them. For instance, people will, and we even see people purchase, even though in a lot of our boxes, like our profabs, the like V1s or version 1.5s, whatever they are, they're made for entry to just really entry kind of level subwoofers, and people will buy like that box is like $300 for two 12s, and then they'll buy two Sundown ZV6s, and I'm like, what? It says down there don't put subs in there that big, but people try to do it anyway. And obviously not only is this is what can happen, like your airspace is going to be wrong, and the box isn't going to be able to handle that type of subwoofer or the power that it takes to move those. So the box is going to end up breaking some way. It's going to, or flexing. It's eventually going to blow apart. And then who's going to be the bad guy? It's going to be me, because people will say, oh, the box is crap, it didn't hold up to my subs or whatever. Even though we put it in the description, a lot of people never read the description, and they want to get a cheap box, even though they just spent $2,000 on subs, some ZV6s. They go and buy a $300 box to put them in. I'm like, why would you do that? But it's very common. So a properly built enclosure is one thing. So it needs to be, for those subwoofers, it needs to be really heavy duty, at least double walled, extra bracing, triple baffle, stuff like that. And the other thing is to make sure your box is proper. How it can help or hurt is it can help a lot if your airspace in your enclosure is the proper airspace. For instance, in this particular situation, the heavy duty, the HD3 box is specifically made for subwoofers like the ZV6. So the airspace on that enclosure is 5 cubic feet, whereas the airspace on the Profab V1, I believe, is 4 cubic feet. So it's a whole cubic foot short, and the cutouts are not the right size. Like, there's so many things why you shouldn't, but that's one of them. The airspace is not proper for either one. Like, if you took the ZV6 box and you put entry level subs in there, again, the cutout's going to be wrong, and the airspace is going to be a little bit too much. But on the other side, if you try to put the ZV6s in the version 1 box and not in the HD3, it's going to be in 4 cubic feet, whereas those subs need 2.5 cubes each, and so it's going to be like getting choked out. It's not going to have a good bandwidth. When your airspace starts getting on the smaller side, you start losing bandwidth. So it can make the box really peaky. So that's another thing, like with the airspace, you want to make sure your materials are good. We like to use birchwood. Some of the things we might, like the lower power stuff like under seat enclosures, we did the first run of them with birchwood, which is really nice. It's lighter weight, but it's obviously way more expensive. So the material that you build your enclosure out of, especially if you're going heavy duty, needs to be, heavy duty, a lot of power. It needs to be heavy duty wood, such as birch is very good wood to use when you're doing like a high power system or whatever. If you're doing low power, you can usually get away with MDF or something like that. So that's why we're considering doing MDF for our underseat enclosures for the pickup trucks, because most of the time people may have 1,000 watts, maybe 2 on something like that. So they could easily handle, and the pieces of wood are very small. Like if you have a really large box and a really big piece of wood, it's easier to flex in the middle than a piece of wood that's this big. It's a lot more rigid when you have very small pieces. So that's going to conclude this video. Stuff to like look out for on your enclosure to help like get better performance out of it. So if you need anything, hit us up, downforsaleshop.com, or give us a call, 702-701-9800. See you in the next one. Later. What's happening, guys? If y'all enjoyed all the high content that you saw in that video, be sure to follow me on YouTube, Facebook, TikTok, Instagram under the Lifer Price, and also Down for Sound Shop on Facebook and Instagram. And don't forget Snapchat. I'm JPD4S on there, so be sure to check me out there. We'll see you in the next one. Later.